Okay, thank you Trenzy for letting me know. I hope now I am audible. So today again we are gonna contribute to Signal Android application. If you are not already using it as a user, feel free to use it. It's awesome private messenger application. And if you want to contribute to it as an open source contributor, I hope I am audible now. I hope I should be audible now. Okay, cool. Thank you. Thank you for replying. And if you want to join this community, this awesome project as a individual contributor, feel free to check their repository on GitHub. Here you can see the link Signal app slash Signal Android. And okay, hi Nitesh. Uh, Maybe I know you. I am not sure which Nitesh you are. You can just remind me. Okay, so let's contribute. And we have been doing a lot of bug fixes in this application, but today let's do something different. Today let's contribute a new feature, and we are gonna not gonna go too deep into uh, contributing some major features like maybe widgets. So that can be a major feature from this application that is missing right now. So we can contribute a widget. You if you are using other messenger applications like WhatsApp, Telegram, then those applications have home screen widgets where you can see recent chats. So that feature is missing. I am gonna probably do that in my upcoming videos, but today let's just keep it the basic, and we'll see how I majorly follow steps. What feature should we contribute today? It's gonna be quick. It's a easy feature. So if we press long press on a chat, then you can see there are multiple options, and there is an option to add to folder. So if we can click, then there is a bottom sheet comes up. We can select any of these features, and then there will be the chat added to this folder. Like there is a test folder which contains our all the chats that are present in this folder. It is a simple feature, but what we are going to contribute, if we are selecting it, then there is no option to add it to any folder. So that can be a good feature, because a user might have to select multiple chats and add it to some specific folder. Like suppose there is a family folder that I'm creating, and I have to add all these into that family folder. So that is a good feature. So let's go to this code. So first, where we have to start from, we have to add uh, let me press and hold. So what we have to do, we have to add a new option here in this bottom action bar, right? We have to add a new option. So let's go to the code for this bottom action bar. Okay, and yeah, that's all I can say. We have to just go to this screen, and this screen we already know it. We have already watched it in our previous live streams, that this is conversation list fragment, and it's there you can see it's a Java file. And what we have to find this in this screen. Okay, we are here in this screen, and we have to find where is this bottom action bar, right? Right. So let's see if anything is here related to bottom action bar. There it is. uh, we got it right in the first try. Bottom action bar. Let's confirm if it is what we need. Bottom action bar, and start action mode. We are animating in, so this is probably what we want, and where we are filling it. Okay, there you can see we are setting the items here. We just have to add an item here in this bottom action bar. Cool. And that should be symbol add to folder, add symbol folder add. That's it, and it will be above our select all. If you can see here in the Okay, here is the select all option, and we are adding it after it, so that will be added above our select all. And if we are select, okay, that makes sense. So what we have to do it here, add to folder, so there should be a string also. And why these things are already existing, that is a pretty obvious thing, because this is the same screen and it have all the features, all these already here. Add to folder, select, all these strings are also there, and these symbols are also there, so we can just reuse them. Make sure you are not just creating new ones. We can use this, we can reuse the text, and on click what we have to do. So let's see what is the other place where we are using it. This is the other place, and what we are doing, add to folder bottom sheet dot show chat folder sheet with the folders with the conversation dot get thread dot thread UI. Okay, so it is only selecting one thread at a time. Let's modify this, and because we are reusing this, so it's a better idea to move this to another function. Yes, we can move it. Let's let me cut it from here. I'll cut it, and I'll create a function private fun. Okay, it's Java, so void. And what should be the function? Open add to folder bottom sheet. That's it. We can paste this, and now we need other parameters. Conversation dot thread recipient is individual. Okay, I hope you can see the code. If not, let me zoom it. Now it's visible, I guess. Okay, now what are the other parameters? A folders list is here. So view models dot get folders, we are getting all the folders, and at one time we can also contribute to one. We can only add a single folder. Yeah, makes sense. If let's see if we can remove it. Yeah, we have the option to also remove from the folder. Okay, we have to get the thread ID, and we have to get the thread recipient as individual. Okay, is individual is a boolean. Probably it's a boolean. Yes, it's a boolean. So what we can do is we can pass list directly, and it can work. From where we are getting this conversation? Okay, in this on conversation long click we have this conversation item. Yeah, so let's just pass it here in. Okay, I keep on forgetting this is not Kotlin, this is Java, and we also not we don't need this semicolon here. So either we can create a new function here in this screen that will contain a list of all the threads. So I think that can be a good idea, because uh, I think okay, let's check if that can be a good idea or not. If folder sheet for multiple threads, multiple chats. Okay, it can be different functions, but let us check uh, how many screens are using it. Only one screen. Okay, that means there's nothing bad in adding the list here. It's add to chat folder. Okay, here we are only passing a single thread ID, so let's check uh, is included explicitly. Is included, then we will check. Is excluded. Okay, there is this is already added function, so we probably have to also customize this file. Let's see what is the behavior in the application, that way we can understand it better. Suppose we have already added this into the text, and if we are already adding, if we are adding it again, there you can see the catch is here or not. Is already added means is included, or is included via chat type. Okay, let's suppose there are two chats, one of them is added and one of them is not added, so this will return false because all are not added. Contains all, we will use here contains all function. Is excluded, it will return false, so this is false, this is false, neither included nor excluded, we should show false. If all are added, included will return as true and excluded will return as false. Okay, let's just do this. Let's directly jump into it. uh, let's edit this thread IDs. List of threads that are going to be added. That is it, thread IDs. We cannot get here long, we have to get parcelable array list, and we have to pass a class type that is gonna be long class dot java. That's it. And okay, let's see what is this function working on. Okay, we can use this function directly, there is no harm. Long is not parcelable, maybe long is serializable, I am not sure, we will know now. Okay, long is serializable. Let's check. It's not mentioned here, but it is a primitive type. Let's check what are the other functions it is having. Get array list. Okay, get long array list can be there. Get long array. Thread IDs. It should be IDs here. View model dot. Okay, we have to do a lot of changes here, but let's just keep it like this for now. Get at 0. For now, let's keep it like this. There are not a lot of changes, and let's fix it here. Conversations dot map thread record dot get thread ID. Is this map function that we have to pass, but is it the right place? Is it the right thing to do? I'm not sure. Okay, I'm not sure if that is the right thing to do here or not. Let's let's maybe ask AI about it. Uh, okay, so I am asking ChatGPT what could be the better approach if we don't have to use this stream.map. Is there any approach other than this? Okay, also there is some different logic for is individual. Let's check. Is individual chat where it is being used. Let's see. Probably here only. Is included via chat type. Okay. Makes sense. There can be some chat type only, that is group or individual. Let me see. Okay. You can go to settings and confirm this thing. In the settings, there can be chats. Yep, there can be groups. Now you can see. So this groups folder I have not created, it is already existing, and the logic for it is here. Let's see if there you can see for this we can add it here. Let me see if we can add individual chat to a group. So we can also add individual people to the groups folder. Here you can see this is the groups folder. We can also add individual peoples in it. So that makes sense. Okay, we have to check if the required group is individual and the folder is showing individual folders or the other thing. Okay, so this thing can be only applicable if we are selecting for one single chat. Okay, else we will return false. Or let's check for other is included explicitly means we will check all are included or not, we'll check all are excluded or not. Let's add this logic here. We will remove this. I hope you can hear me correctly. Okay, so thread IDs should be here, and there is a function to add. Let's add it. Okay, is it used anywhere else? No, it is not. Let's add thread IDs. Thread IDs, list of this, and we will iterate. That's the fine. That's a fine thing to do here. There's nothing wrong with it. If we can check if this is already existing or not. Folder, we can check if folders dot okay, we have to check if this chat ID is thread ID is contained in this folder ID or not. And probably what we can do is we can match it dot ID. There should be some ID over here. Folder dot ID. This is a chat folder record object. So chat folder record object dot ID equal to folder ID dot we can use the first that returns us a mapping object, and then we can check. Okay, let's move it out of here. Is should we use get first or null? No, we should not. It will return us null. Is it returning us a nullable value. Yeah, it is returning us a nullable value. If it is null, folder ID is this, then we will check, uh, we have to check this thing. If included chats dot contains this thread ID, folder dot thread ID, and we are gonna check this. So this should return us, nope. So this find will return us nullable chat folder mapping model or whatever it is. Then we can get the chat folder out of it. Question mark dot chat folder dot contains dot included chat dot contains this thread ID. If it is, then it will return us true, else we will say false. Is already included. Okay, let's summarize this. From all folders we are finding this specific folder where we are adding this chat. Okay, so for this particular chat we are finding the folder, and if the included chats contain this ID, then that means this is already included, or this can be also the thing, right? Okay, we have to also check this thing that if it is individual chat, then should we be able to add it? We have to make the logic perfect that they should not reject our PR. So okay, I hope no one is watching. How can we check if it is an individual chat or not? If either we can send a list of this field, like we are passing our thread IDs, we can pass a list of booleans also, that can work, but the we can directly send a map of long and boolean, that can work easily. But the problem is, if we are selecting a multiple chats, then we are adding it to folder, that should be added it that should be added into the folder. That is the first thing. Either it is group or it is individual or anything, that should be added. Why it is not recognizing these thread IDs? Okay, here should be S, thread IDs. Long array, okay. That returns us a array list. Let's create a function get serializable array list. Get parcelable array list, get serializable array list. Is there any function to get long array list? Get long array, get long array, okay. This probably won't work. Which function should we use? If we are passing a list of anything, let's check if we are using this function somewhere else in the project. Yes, we are. Okay, this is the function data. Okay, there is some data, JSON data, and then we are using this get long array as list. Let's check what is this. Okay, it is taking more time than expected. Okay, this function now contains other dependencies. Okay, Let's complete this view model code first. If it is already included, or we can also check if it is individual chat type. But how can we check if it is individual chat type by using only thread ID? We cannot. We cannot. That's the problem. We cannot. So we don't care about it, because if it is individual and still we want to add it to a group's chat, then that's not our problem. If not already added, then we fucking add it to the chat folder. Yeah, yeah, got it. Cool. We are iterating over the threads, checking if it is already added, finding the folder, finding the chat folder, included chats. If this chat is already included, not included, then we are adding it. Makes sense. Let's clear it up. Let's clear this up. Okay, let me zoom in. I hope now it is visible. Hi Shreyas. Okay, so we are stuck at this point now. We are having multiple thread IDs. Can we convert it into... Okay, it only takes a collection, so we should not convert. Can we convert it here itself? If we can. Okay, it is a nullable list. Yeah, that we have to also handle. It should not be a nullable list. Empty list. Because we don't want a null pointer exception. But it's not a good idea to pass here empty list, because now we will never know where our code is crashing, why it is empty list here in the screen. So it's not a good idea to check this. Maybe we can throw an exception or something, because there should be at least a single chat here. This function is called at least with one chat, at least with one thread. Yeah, so if it is null, then we can throw an exception. At least one expected. I hope you can see the code now. Thank you. Thank you, Shreyas. I hope you have checked it. I hope you have tried to add something by yourself. Maybe not in my library, but feel free to try any compose thing by yourself. Compose is awesome. Okay, so where is the error? There it is. When we have to create a new chat folder, then we are having a problem now, because now we have to create a new builder, so there are a lot of dependencies on this. I I know why they are not handling this thing now. I understand that, but we will try our best to do this. Create chat fragment folder. and we are passing the arguments as a bundle object to this. Start arguments are there. Let's check where are we using these start arguments. In the app settings activity, this is the start arguments. There are three places actually: profile ID, thread ID, and this thing. Okay, this is the function action direct to create folders fragment. Destination is create folders fragment, and this is a compose file, so probably we can edit it better. Again, we just need thread IDs here. Okay, so where is thread ID? Internal state. We have to check where are we passing this start argument dot thread ID. Okay, it takes two parameter, folder ID and thread ID. Okay, this is the action. This is the action we want, and where is the UI for it? Okay, there are a lot of UIs in the settings graph. Animation. Okay, argument is this folder ID and thread ID. Instead, we need a list of thread ID. Are we having any array or something here? We are not having. Okay, there are a lot of things that maybe we won't be able to do in one video, but I'll try my best. Let's comment this for now. We will fix it. First, we have to make sure this thing works. We need thread IDs with a list of one item. This file is fine. Let's add a conversation list here. What is this returning? As a stream of thread record. But we need a thread ID. Let's map it again. Okay, what was used previously? Thread record dot get thread ID. Okay, what is our function name? Open add to folder sheet. Okay, there are a lot of boilerplates in Java. That annoys me. There can be other approach that we can use. Okay, first we can create a list, then maybe from which. Okay, it is not from anywhere. This is now returning us a stream of long, but we can. Okay, this function can work. Okay, I don't knew this exists with stream. We can do the same thing with this also. Now why it is showing error? To list is there, so that can also work. Let's add it to other line for better readability. Okay, this is for same line. Got it. We have to get the thread record and get the recipient. And as is individual we have to check. But if it is group, then we don't need to send this is individual because that won't matter. Let me check. If size is greater than 1, that means 2 or something. Let me add here and we will check for 1. If it is actually individual, then we will update is individual equals to make sense. Yeah, perfectly makes sense. But what is this? What we have to pass is individual. Okay, we don't need this thing. Now it perfectly makes sense. We have added function here that will show us this bottom sheet with the is individual equal to false by default if multiple are selected, and inside of it we are passing thread IDs and will show us if this is something that we want. Is individual will be false, so it will fall into this. And Folder dot show groups chat. What is this show group chats? We will know. Is included. If all are included, then we will say is included true. If any one of them is excluded, if okay, this field is not used anywhere else. Okay, suppose there is one chat that is not included and others are already included. So this is excluded is included will return as false because all are not in the included chats. Is excluded will also return as false because all chats are not excluded. So false and false. So false or true, this will return as false. And is excluded, yes, so this will return as true or false, that means false. So is already added means false. Makes sense. Let's try it. Okay, where is the error now? Okay, oh, what have I done? Okay, we don't have to do this. Okay, I forgot what is the function to directly add a single item here. We can add a collection, we can add the capacity, but we cannot add a individual item directly. That's why it's recommended to move to Kotlin. Okay, what we can do is we can create a list of conversation, array list. What is the problem? Did I do something wrong? Conversation is there, right? This is the object. Maybe I'm writing the syntax wrong. Okay, okay. We cannot write it here. This is a lambda function which will only take one value. Okay, which will only take one line. That's very bad of Java. That's very rude. We have to create the list here and then we have to add it here. Let's remove this. Makes sense. We have added this function. We have added this line, but it will call update or we can say show open. Okay, we have to change the name. It should say, it should be show add to folders bottom sheet with all the items. Okay, what are we getting here? We are getting here thread IDs. View model dot get selected conversation. We can pass it here. We can create another function for it. That's fine. We can create long thread IDs. And what we are gonna do, we are gonna call this function show add to bottom sheet with the thread IDs. And this should be a boolean, can be here is individual, that we can get from here. We don't need this. I guess now this will work. There is an error that will say false. Okay, that's the better way of doing mapping. So let's map it like this only. Okay, why it is a recursion call? No, it is not. So now it should work. It should work. This call is only for API 34. we can do a workaround here. New array list and selected IDs. That thing can work. Let's wait while Gradle is building. And if anyone is here, let's interact. Hello, if anyone is here, let's interact. I think one is here. Okay, while this Gradle is building, let's check other dependencies. So where are we stuck now? In this line. Okay, in this settings, we are calling app settings fragment direction create folder with this only this thread ID, but we have to pass here thread IDs. Yeah, in this action, this is the destination. It accepts a single argument, a thread long. Okay, let's find how we can pass a thread ID here instead. Let's hit history. This is a nav graph destination in my Android project, which accepts a argument of thread ID as long, but I want to pass a list of thread IDs single thread ID. How can I? Okay, so let's see if ChatGPT can give us satisfactory answer. Let's explore other things. It's saying that thread ID we can pass here like this. let's see if we have done it anywhere else or not. Okay, we have done conversation settings. Cool, so it is possible. It is possible. So let's keep doing it. Why not? I'll mark it thread IDs. Let's see where other places are this is used. Thread IDs. Okay, this is called only at one place. Thread IDs as null. Okay, so this can be nullable. If it is null, then we are passing the empty list, which can be fine. We will see. We will test the application thoroughly so that this won't crash or changes. Whatever changes we are making in all the files should not crash. Let's see where else is this called. I hope only two places. One is this. We'll pass here thread IDs, which is a list of array. Not. Let's see. Long array is there. We don't need this actually. Okay, let's see what is done in other place. Long array semicolon. This is the file. Thread IDs. Okay, no issue in this file. No issue here. This is a thread IDs long array, and we are passing it in this builder with this start arguments, and the start arguments dot thread id is passed to this action to create folder fragment having a thread IDs long array. Let's go to this. So this is done. App settings activity fine, this is fine. Okay, let's see the code and where are the initial arguments. Okay, so we have to find where are the initial arguments. Safe navigation is new folder, probably in the view here. What is the name? Thread IDs. Okay, arguments name is, let's see the file changed. Okay, I think browsers are closed. Sorry for that. I hope my live stream isn't ended. Okay, I'm still alive. Hello, if anyone is there, please say hello that live stream is still alive. Okay, okay, it is there. Cool, scary but cool. Okay, let's continue. We have to find this thread IDs where it is being used. This was only called at one place, so it should not give us an error. Hello, Sukhdev. See my screen. It will accept a long array of thread IDs. Updated folder is this. Recipient is get recipient for thread ID, and if recipient is not null, then what we are gonna do, included current folder is equal to updated folder dot copy. Okay, then we can do here thread IDs dot iterate. For each we can do this thing for each of them. Makes sense, makes sense. Why it is error now? There is no error now. Are we using it somewhere else? No, only two places. That means our code is ready to work. Everything is set. Our main entry point was this. Our changes are here. Okay, it is an error because it is not, and that is because this is a generated field. Let's go to build, clean the project and build it again, so that here it is showing that this is not an error, but our build is failed because this is a generated field and it is yet not generated. The build, it will clear all the cache and it will rebuild the project, and we will rebuild and we will see if that works or not. That should probably work. There are a lot of changes, maybe 50 lines of code at least that we have changed, but this is a good contribution, good feature request that we are doing, that can be helpful, that can work. Okay, project clean is successful, and I am having a burnout now, more than 1 hour, approx 1.5 hours now. Okay, the thing is, there are not always some some bugs or some features that are meant to be created. So maybe even if we are contributing this, maybe this is the thing. Uh, Maybe they won't accept it right now. Our previous pull requests from day 1 to day 3 are majorly accepted because they were bug fixes and we fixed those bugs and the pull requests were accepted. But maybe they won't accept it right away. What is the error here? That's a build error. That won't matter. Maybe they won't accept it, but we still have to try at least. Let's see if anything is done wrong here or not. Why error? Okay, there's no error now. Let's run it. Let's see if anything was done in any file. We don't need this. We are passing the thread IDs as long array. We are passing the thread IDs here, everywhere. Makes sense. We are passing the thread IDs here. Add threads to folder, add thread to. Okay, we should make this here. We should not call this function multiple times, I guess, because yeah, it's beginning the transaction, it's establishing the connection with our database, and then proceeding a transaction and then ending it. So it is a complex, or we can say kind of heavy operation that we are doing here. So we can use this thing, we can iterate, and then we can do it all the folders at once, and then this can be done. Folder ID, thread ID. Okay, We have to pass if all these are included or not. Okay, we can create a map object here. Map of, we can create a pair object basically. We don't need a map object. We can pair a thread ID with the, do we need a map? Is there any benefit? I don't think so there is any benefit for using map. Okay, let's do one thing. Let's improve this function. Well is already, how should we create it? First of all, it's here. Well, we can map it. We have individual thread ID is already included. We can create a pair object of this thread ID and is already included. Thread ID and is included. List of pair of list over the thread ID. Okay, list of pair, and the pair is for thread ID and is included. Let's change this. Add to folder if not included. Pair of long and boolean, like this, and is included. Perfect. Now we have to iterate for, where is for each. Okay, there is some error. Just wait for it. Let me finish. Okay, this notify chat folders observers can be called after all operation is done. So just put this inside of this. If not included, we will run this. I think this is optimized now. We are just creating a pair of thread IDs and is included, and then we are calling the database function. I hope we are using this pair function in other places of the app. Yes, we are. We should be aware if anything is not used in the application, we should not. There might be any reasons for it also. Okay. Action chat folder to create, instead of -1, we can pass here empty list. Okay, it accepts a empty long function. We can also pass null. That works. Because why null works? Okay, chat fragment dot action. Okay, we are directly navigating from one chat folders fragment to create folders fragment. It can accept nullable list. Okay, let's make it accept nullable. Why don't we pass empty list? Okay, it is also accepting nullable, so let's make it nullable here also. And inside of this function create folder, we are using, where the fuck are we? Okay, where are we using this thread IDs, so it can also return null, so we are handling this. Cool. We can optimize this also. Recipients, we can only update it once. Thread dot map, list of recipients, nullable recipients we will have, and we will map it to set. Thread ID is not empty, but a recipient can be empty. We can normally iterate. That will work. Map dot for each. Okay, I think due to live stream, the Android Studio is also lagging now. Add this recipient. So now we have a mutable set of recipients. I'll name it included recipients. That works. We are only updating the state once after getting all the recipients. We have updated folder. We have updated recipients. Makes sense. Let's push. Not push, let's check. I think we have covered almost all aspects. We are having okay, we are having this screen. We can pass one list and that will be present here. This chat is already in the folder test. Okay, we can go to create this folder, or we can go to settings. We can go to chats. We can add the folders here. We can add these kind of folders. Let me test it. I have added one folder. That means one-on-one chat. Let me test it. Okay, so individual chat is already present inside of one-on-one chat, but we can also put our groups in one-on-one chats folder, and this makes sense. Okay, so we can put any chat in any folder. There is no restriction. What we need to check is if that chat is already present inside that folder, only then we don't have to put it. So that is the only condition we are checking. And it should work. And what a code we have written, so it is working for those conditions. We are already checking if that exists, then we won't put it. Uh, if it already exists, then we won't put it, yes. And if it don't exist, then we will put it with the database operation. Works fine. I hope this thing will work. I'll wait. I'll patiently wait and I'll hide it. I'll rest it while it is building Gradle. Let me increase it so that you can see. So I'll wait now. Okay, so we just tested our application and we succeeded in all the test cases. But what we just have to do, we just have to get out of this, what do we call it, selection state. So if you can see, one is there. I can go to add, I can add it to test. It is added there, but when it is added I have to go out of selection state. So where is the logic for this selection state now? That should be inside of that should be inside of this conversation list screen, right? Conversation list screen. And let me see, other applications might be, other features might be also doing it. Yeah, eh, here. On select all current, mute unmute. Okay, after this line, handle mute and unmute. And action mode. Okay, this is the function that we need to call. And action mode if active. Okay, and I guess this is a private function. Yep, why not? And when it is added, maybe for just one, we are calling add to folder. It's present in all four folders. When I'm calling add to folder, then this should be added. Okay, can we add a workaround here? How can we? How can we? Okay, I have added some selection. I can achieve it so it won't go to another screen. Yes, but add to folder will go to another screen. And when it is closed, this should add. Okay, where is our code? There is our code. And show chat folder sheet. Okay, are we using it anywhere else? No. So now the problem is, okay, voice is not audible. I think it is Pawan. Hello. Okay, so the problem is we can add to a folder, like we have added here, it will work. Okay, and for the selection mode, if we are adding in the test, then it is added, but now we have to close this selection state. And the problem is we don't know when it is added or not. This is the sheet. It can return a success, but where it is? Okay, edit to folder will return us this thing, but we can also add some callbacks, right? We should add some additional callback when this is closed or when we are going to this thing. So let's add a callback maybe. First let us check if any other is using it. How can we check? In this fragment, after send complete, we are having a callback. On back press, we are having a callback again. Show confirm dialog. On click listener, and we actually need to check if we are adding a callback in other places. Let's try one thing. This is static. Okay, okay, if we are having a callback here, then it will cause us memory leak. Hi Roshan Kumar. Okay, for Java, I have created a video of an Android or just for DSA. If you are if you want to practice Java, then you can definitely check out in the channel. You just go to the channel and write roadmap, first language. It was actually my first video of this channel also. So if you want to add a callback here, then I will add and action mode if active. Okay, this is Java file, so we probably have to do it like this. uh, we have to do it like this. Yes, and this is Kotlin, so we can add a callback here. Okay, my bad. I did this funny mistake in an interview also. I mixed up Java and Kotlin code in one file, in one program. That's a funny thing how you might know two languages that are pretty similar to each other, and that can cause us some weird behavior. Okay, callback is not accessible. Yes, that is obvious. Only static functions can use this static callback. Let's do it. Okay, we can pass it here in this, not directly, yes, but if we have to use it, we can add a callback for this, right? In the parameter we can pass a callback, and what we can do is this dot, here we can set a private val, or maybe where on finish callback, and this is just a normal callback. I'm not saying that this is the final code that we are writing, but we are just gonna test it if that works. Okay, we cannot access it here also. Let's add it on. Make sense. On finish we have to call on finish here, and on finish we just have to ensure that this thing works. So let's add it inside of it. Why it is error here? No. We have to add it like a single line, but that's how we were doing it, right? This expects a callback here, and we are passing it, right? Where return type if lambda expression void cannot be converted to unit. Okay, void, this function returns this void, right? Okay, let's do one thing. Okay, makes sense now. Use here any, that should be, this returns as void. Okay, void cannot be converted to object. Yes, 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 yes. So we have no other option to use here void class. Now this should work. Void cannot be converted to void. Let's do one thing. Let's add a function callback. Function 0. Okay, for this project I can share you repository link. Just give me a second. You can see here on the screen and now in the chat. Let's continue.
Okay, now I am looking a completely noob here because this is a void function. That should be a unit function that doesn't return us anything, and we should be passing here a callback. I think we should not create it like this. Yes, definitely you can contribute to this project. On maybe we can create our own listener. Should we create our own listener? Let's create it. Interface on closed listener. You can check out the code and you can definitely get inspirations from this video. You can get any bugs I am resolving. If you are finding any new bugs while I am solving them, feel free to just solve them by yourself. Just try to find some bugs when I am doing it. Okay, and now we have a listener here, that is on close listener. On close listener. Okay, again Java syntax issue I am having here. That should work. Yep, that should probably work. And if we are destroying this, then this private field should be destroyed too. Everything makes sense now. Everything should work now. So our final change is only we have to remove the selection state if all are added, and that's it. Now I guess everything will work, hopefully. So we just contributed a new feature with probably uh, more than 50 lines of code at least. I think it's not a good idea if you are a beginner to contribute this much, but I have already contributed a lot into this project. Request with over 500 lines of code, so that's not an issue. And we are not calling this function from anywhere else, so making change here is perfectly fine. And that's also a very generic function on close listener. When this sheet is closed, what we have to do, so this can work in other places. Let's check all the changes we have done. Threads, makes sense. Thread IDs, thread IDs. What is the change here? Okay, we are passing null. That's fine. We are having null safety in Kotlin. That's a very beautiful thing. And you can see here we are checking for null. So that's the benefit of using Kotlin. Maybe if you want, the best thing, the most straightforward thing that you can contribute in this project is maybe move from a Java file to Kotlin file and just test if everything works fine or not. Like here you can see conversation list fragment is in Java and you can move it to Kotlin file, but why they are not doing it by themselves? Because you can see it is more than 2000 lines of code, and there are gonna be a lot of errors if you are doing it by yourself. So just try to find some small files, just you uh, switch them to Kotlin, just convert them to Kotlin. And if you don't know how to do it, I'll show you. Just give me a second. We can use here normal list. That can work. Okay, there is one improvement that we can do. We are creating here a new list of selected IDs, and because this is a Java file, that's why it's gonna create a problem here. Can we do something better? Let's check what are the functions. Our application build is success. Let's check. Let's remove them from here. Remove. And now test folder is empty, so let's try to select add to test. Perfectly fine. So we are closing our selection state. Add to folder. It's now present in all the folders. Hi is not present in test, so if we are doing hi is present in text now. Perfectly fine. And select these two. These are present in all the folders. Let's create a new folder. Let's name it final create. Inside of final they both are present, and you can see we are no more in selection mode. I hope this video was helpful to you. You have learned something new. We just contributed a lot of code, and we just contributed one small feature which can be helpful to you. So that's it. Let me check one more thing. Here you can see we have the option to remove from folder, but if we select we can see add to folder option also. We can also add remove from folder for all these. That's a new feature I'm gonna contribute, yes, tomorrow. Okay, so if we are in a specific folder, if we have all these in selection mode, then we can remove it from this folder, like this, remove from folder. Let me see, remove from folder. There it is. Current folder is not all. Then we can add this. Beautifully makes sense. That feature we are gonna contribute tomorrow. So that is it for today. Now our PR is ready. What we are gonna do, select all, go to a new branch, but we are gonna name it. Okay. Okay. Add to folder for multiple threads. Add to folder for multiple threads. Okay, let me also test one more thing. I hope our application won't crash when we are going to settings. I won't show my details again. If I am going to settings and I am going to create new folders, let me delete the existing ones. Okay, so the test folder is empty now. If you can see the screen, so test folder is empty. And if I am creating a new folder from, okay, from settings, chats, I'm creating a new folder named final test. At least add one group in it. So there you can see final test is created. We can remove it from here. We can go to selection state. We can see it is present in final test. If we can select multiple, you can see we can click on final test and only one is added into the final test. So that is it about today. I hope you have enjoyed this, where you get updates about upcoming videos. Okay, for all these videos, but you can join, you can definitely enable notifications for my YouTube channel, or you can connect with me on Twitter. I generally update all these quick details on Twitter. Okay, this is the longest live stream that I did, around 2 hours and 34 minutes. So we are gonna wind it up now. I hope you have learned something new. I hope you have enjoyed contributing to this project, and I'm gonna raise a pull request now. So let's quickly do it. Add folder for, I'm gonna write more descriptive name for multiple threads, and this is created. Support add to folder for multiple selected threads. Work fine. Okay. I'm gonna add this. Okay, I'm testing the application and it is working perfect. So I can't see any new bug here. I guess there is not. Okay, there is a crash. I just found. What is that? There it is. SQLite constraint exception. Foreign key constraint failed. I hope you can see the code. Add to folder. Okay, but why it conflict is replaced? If it is already included, if not included, then we are gonna skip this, right? Let's test it again. Okay, there you can see the screen. We are gonna select all. Okay, we have to remove one by one. Hmm. Select, select all, add to folder, and let's see the logs. For test folder it is crashing. Error code 19, SQLite constraints exception. This is where it is crashing. Replace. Maybe that's not a good idea to use this check here. If we are doing it, okay, no one is added. Okay, we can do it here how we were doing it previously. Let me rewind the changes. Add to folder, and here also. If already exist, if not already exist, then only I'm gonna add. Make sense? Let's test it. Let's test it again. How are you? Okay, so I think I got the problem here. So the problem is this, we are calling this function, and this function ends very quickly without adding all the threads into a folder, and after this function ends quickly, then we are calling this, then we are closing the sheet, and that's why all this crashes, because the function is not added. So this folder, this project contains both Java and Kotlin files, and I'm working on both of them. Here you can see this is Java file. I hope you can see it. This is Java syntax, public static class extend, and this is Kotlin syntax. So both of them are here. So this function is called, and this is not completed. That's why it was giving us coroutine exception, right? Yes. Maybe we don't need a view model scope here. Okay, just for trying, I will use here global scope. That is not recommended, but if my thesis is correct, then this should work now. If what I am thinking that this executes so quickly that we are closing it and the function is not completed, then this should fix our issue. Let me see if we are using anything global scope anywhere else. No, we are not. That's good. So in the screen you can see no chat is here. Let me select all, add to folder, test. It still fails. And why it fails? Again same. Standalone coroutine cancelling, foreign key constraint fail. Okay, this is the actual issue. Okay, let me think of other approach. Instead of this sheet, we can do this function. Okay, Atharva, there are a lot of React Native courses on YouTube, so you can definitely check them out. And okay, conversation list fragment having this add to function, add to folder. Where is this view model? Okay, this view model is conversation list view model. Okay, so this won't be destroyed, right? This won't be destroyed. And if you want to learn native Atharva, then you don't have to master Kotlin language. You can start with Java, and then you can learn all the required things for Kotlin. Like there are the basics that you want to learn, and then there are some concepts that you can learn on the go. Just learn the basics of a language, and whatever new features or whatever new things that you are coming with for a language, that you can learn while you are working in that language. Let me add one more callback here. On add. Okay, I have tried doing these things, starting a Kotlin series, and starting are not for me. I am like I am over with creating beginner courses. I want to learn something while I am creating some content, so that's why I don't want I right now I don't want to make any more courses that are for beginners. Yes, you can start with Kotlin directly. That's not an issue. Add to folder. That makes sense now. Okay. Okay, so we have our callback, and now we can add that callback here. Add to folder bottom sheet listener. We don't need this anymore. The thing is, now we need to create an object of this, and I forgot how we can use this syntax in Java. That's the problem with learning two languages. You will eventually get confused. There was a time I also learned Kotlin. Yes, definitely you can ask me anytime. Well, let's ask Gemini. What will it suggest? That's bullshit. Let's ask ChatGPT to pass this argument in Java. Okay, we are 3 hours now and still we aren't able to contribute. Okay, that's our final, I'll say, final try. If this isn't working, then we'll try it again. I'm not saying we'll skip it, we'll definitely try it, but not today because our time is almost over. We are here. Let me ask in phone. How to pass this as a parameter in Java. Let's finish this. Yeah, we have to use. I can't remember all the syntax, so I think there's nothing wrong in using this. Okay, I think I'm getting some answers. Yeah, it is also suggesting us slow AI. It is a utility tool, and I guess it's good. We can use it for efficiency. What we have to do here, we have to end action mode is active, and here we have to call view model dot. Okay, here we have to call view model dot end with folder id and threads id, and here we have to call on closed. That's it. Perfectly fine. What is this? Okay, it can be directly called here like this. Yeah, and this is called from a Java function. Let's see. Hopefully this should work now. But if there I think it will still not work because there is some conflicts that we are missing to check. Okay, I'm not sure what conflict are we missing. If chat folder dot id is equal to folder id, and if it is in included chat. And we are calling this for every single thread, and this should work fine. Thank you for joining. Hope to see you tomorrow. Let's remove them one by one. Let's select all, add to, test, crashing. Why it is crashing? Same. Maybe what we can do. This was our final try. I will do one thing. This with only the same callback. On closed. Let's add on dismiss. Let's name it on dismiss. Let me quickly done this, and we can take help from maintainers. I am not able to solve this. I tried my best. On dismiss. On dismiss listener. Works. And in the view model, add to view model. Is there any option to redo this thing? What change we just made? No. Pair of is already included. We are having a list of this, and we are iterating over it. Thread ID and so we are gonna put it here. We just need to check if not included, we can include it. If not included, place. Let me run it. Add thread to folder with thread IDs instead of ID. Add thread to included chat. Okay, everything works. If it is building, then I'll raise the PR. And then we are closing this now. It's around 3 hours and 19 minutes. Insane. Okay, building. Let's wait. And I'll close it.